Hello and welcome to Sincerely Elvis Presley. I'm Sean. If you're new to the channel, thanks for tuning in, and if you're not, thanks for returning. I appreciate it. Well, here we are at the end of our look at Elvis in the 1970s and the products that relate to that particular year in his career, and our second look at That's the Way It Is, and this time we'll look at some of the recordings released from there, the recordings that I have in my collection. Fair amount to whip through, but what I want to try and do is show some of the slightly more hard to get hold of things and some of the things that are easy to get hold of, so anyone starting out that wants a good overview of That's the Way It Is can build up quite a nice little collection without shelling out huge amounts of money. So let's just start with what vinyl I have, and there's not a tremendous amount. I don't have a UK press of That's the Way It Is. Well, that's not strictly true. I do have a UK press. I have a really nice condition UK press, but it's in a frame on my wall, so it's not great. It's not great for listening to, but it looks nice. So what I do have is just my repress from, I believe, the early 80s, German repress. Good sound on this one, but yeah, nothing particularly rare about it. And then I have my Japanese one that I showed in my haul video, which is a really nice little pressing of That's the Way It Is. There we go. So yeah, what's interesting, I think, really, is with these, although the German represses are good sound quality, the picture quality on the cover certainly did suffer. Look at the absolute lack of detail. There's virtually nothing behind Elvis on the repress. Just a blur. You've lost all the clarity and all the detail. So yeah, loses a few marks on that score. So that's all the vinyl I have at the moment. I will get myself an original UK press that's not in a frame one of these days. Now I'm going to start with the big box set, I think, and sort of take a quick look at this one. This was 2014. It's compilation 2014. Yeah. Deluxe edition. So you get 8 CDs, 2 DVDs. Many, including myself, have questioned why in 2014, in their infinite wisdom, they decided to give us DVDs of the movies, the special edition and the original theatrical cut. Why give us DVDs and not Blu-rays? Baffling, but there you go. It is what it is. Beautiful luxury set, this one. Pretty hard to get your hands on these days. They crop up, but you are talking £300 plus easily, I would have thought. So what do you get? You get your 2 DVDs. As I said, disappointing that they're DVDs, but there you have it. You get a wealth of riches in terms of material. You get the original album, the original singles, the outtakes, and then you get each of the 6 concerts recorded between opening night on August the 10th and the August the 13th dinner show. 6 concerts in their entirety, and then selected rehearsals. Obviously they covered the rehearsals later with the 50th anniversary book set that I showed in the last episode. But a pretty comprehensive set, beautifully put together. The different coloured discs, they're all nicely housed. Absolute lovely package on this one. Glorious booklet, beautifully presented. And the good thing about this particular release is if you want to listen to all those concerts, if you want to listen to all the material, and you don't want to shell out the high entry fee to get yourself hold of a copy, it's all available on streaming. The whole lot. The deluxe edition can be had on any of the streaming services out there. So you can listen to it at your heart's content, which I think is really good to be able to access it. I wish they did that with some of the more rare stuff, really, just so that everyone can hear it, everyone can have access to it. But yeah, beautiful package, this. Really glad to have it in my collection. It is glorious, but as I say, unfortunately it comes at a price. So let's have a look at a few of the budget options out there to give yourself some of the material for That's the Way It Is without paying a fortune. The first special edition we got came out, I believe it was towards the 2000, and it was this really nice 3 CD box set, just called Elvis Presley That's the Way It Is Special Edition. You've got 3 discs, so we have the original album with extra studio tracks from the Nashville Marathon sessions. Not a tremendous amount to the packaging, but nicely done. You've got the pattern there that reflects Elvis's shirt that he was wearing at the MGM rehearsals, I believe. You've got a second disc, which is a concert. This is the August the 12th midnight show, and I believe the blurb in the booklet describes it as the best concert Elvis ever gave. It is a fantastic concert. Do I agree with that? I suppose it's right up there. You know, if you wanted to play to someone that never heard Elvis live how great he was live, this would do a pretty good job. So yeah, that gives you the August the 12th midnight show in its entirety, and then you get some rehearsals on the third disc. So a really nice little package, this. Nice and thoughtful presentation, nice little booklet. Whenever it comes to That's the Way It Is, for some reason all the releases like to go with real primary colours, but yeah, I think it works quite nicely. So lovely little release this. It was great to have at the time, still holds up. You can get this £20 or less easily. And then you've got your Legacy Edition. Now the Legacy Edition gives you the original album, the original singles, some outtakes, and you get the August the 12th dinner show on this one. So with the special edition, you get the August 12th midnight, and this gives you the dinner show. There we go. Great sound quality on this one. Nice little package showing you the original rear cover. What do we get under the discs? So beautifully put together, and this should be available pretty much in the price region of the other one. I'd say about £20. So you're getting some different material, you're getting a different show, you're getting a really nice package, and that'll probably, here we go, primary colours again. They love the primary colours where it comes to packaging. That's the way it is, but I'm not complaining. So there's your Legacy Edition. As with all the Legacy Editions, really nicely put together. Nice booklet, nice bits of information. Fantastic starting point for anyone dipping their toe in the world of That's the Way It Is. Now, there's also this Elvis Live in Las Vegas. This box set came out 2001, I believe. And while it doesn't focus solely on That's the Way It Is, you get a 69 show. You get one of the shows from That's the Way It Is, which is the August the 12th. No, which one do we get on this? The August the 11th midnight show we get on this one. So you're getting if you wanted to pick this up as well, again, this is the original version. It came in a longer box, and I don't know if that's, yeah, you can see that. You get like a glittery, Elvis is in glitter. There is a shorter box version where that is just silver and not in glitter. I think you can still get that new. So you're talking about the £20 mark as well. So this one, and you get more on disc 4. You get, I think there's a 70. Disc 5 is a 74 live show, and I think disc 3 is bits and pieces from January, February 70, and other different bits of engagement. I think there's some 71. I think disc 3 is sort of a compilation of various years. You get 69 disc 1, 70 disc 2, bits and pieces on disc 3, and I think you get a 74 show. Nice little booklet. So yeah, if you wanted to go for this as well, if you were sort of as a starting point, you're getting 4 CDs of Elvis live material, at least 2, maybe 3 complete shows, and another show from the That's the Way It Is season. So, you know, I'd say for about the £60 mark, and that's you might even do better than that. You're going to end up with 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 CDs, 3 shows from That's the Way It Is, August the 12th midnight, August the 11th midnight, and August the 12th dinner, for about the £60 mark. So, you know, compared to some of the higher price stuff, I don't think that's too bad at all. And then if you want to sort of get a potted representation of the rehearsals, although you're getting some on the Legacy edition. Did you get some on the Legacy? No, you didn't get rehearsals on that. You get rehearsals on the special edition. But if you wanted sort of a potted version of all the rehearsals that are available on the book set that we looked at last time, then this is a good release. This is a Memphis Recording Service release. Usual quality that you get with the Memphis Recording Service. And with this one, you get CD 1, rehearsals at MGM Soundstage, Culver City, Los Angeles, California. And you get CD 2, RCA Studios, Hollywood, California, CD 3, RCA Studios, Hollywood, California, and the MGM Soundstage 1. So you're getting a good representation of what would cost you, as I said, between £300–500 plus for that big Follow That Dream book set. For, again, I'm pretty sure this is probably the 20, 25, maybe £30 mark. You probably can even pick this up new. And because it's Memphis Recording Service, you get yourself a fabulous detailed booklet as well, which is the norm with all their releases. So as I said, you know, for a starting point for somebody that just wants a really good representation of the music that informed and was featured in the That's the Way It Is documentary, for I'd say less than £100, you could come away with 13 discs of material, plus obviously the Live in Las Vegas has some extra material. Yeah, absolutely brilliant stuff. So stuff's out there on a budget, definitely. If your budget stretches to a little bit more in the terms of cost, where should we start? Let's start with One Night in Vegas. So this was one of the early Follow That Dream releases, when you just got yourself a single CD with not a lot of fancy stuff. But what a CD. I remember picking this up when it came out, and what this gives you is the August the 10th opening show of the summer season that informed That's the Way It Is. This is an interesting one because you can tell it's opening night. Some of the versions are not quite perfected. You know, they ended up sounding a little bit different as they were performed night after night and become more and more polished. So this feels like a rawer version of some of the shows that were later filmed. So that's a little gem. absolute gem. Love One Night in Vegas. If you're lucky, you can pick that up for the £20–30 mark. It doesn't have to cost a fortune, this one. It is out there. Highly recommend that one. And then we've got the Follow That Dream classic album series of That's the Way It Is. There's what you're getting for your money. So the album side 1, side 2, bonus tracks, and then session outtakes. So yeah, as ever, we've got an even different set of middle. There's a white spongy bits in the middle of these ones, so they do like to chop and change, but again, I prefer these to the teeth ones because at least they can't break and your discs don't come tumbling out. As ever, Follow That Dream, brilliant booklet. Just can't get enough of material from this period. Just absolutely adore That's the Way It Is. I'm sure I'm not on my own by any means. I just think it's a work of genius. It's a work of genius on behalf of Elvis himself, and also a work of genius of the people that decided to put together a concert documentary of him at that time, because it gives us a fabulous record of him at just a brilliant time of his career. So there you go. There is the Follow That Dream classic album series version of That's the Way It Is. And what I'm going to finish with is a set of bootlegs from the Audionics label. Now these are not easy to get hold of, but they are very, very nicely put together. Before I actually shelled out and got myself the 8-disc Mammoth set, these were the ones that I got so that I could get myself every show from that season, other than the ones that are more readily available. So the sound quality on these is really, really good. What does it say? The majority of photographs used for this. The Audionics label worked directly with first generation copy of the original stereo master tape. This recording was transferred using 24-bit processing and professional equipment, and as usual carefully restored in our renowned studio to achieve the best possible quality for your optimal listening pleasure. We hope you enjoy the results. These are really good. Some of them, yeah, that's just the straight show. This is I think this might be the first one they released, 20 Days and 20 Nights. So this is the August the 12th dinner show. So the August the 12th dinner show, this is the one that's available on the Legacy version. But this is probably the most bare bones. You don't get any kind of booklet with this one. But you know, as a record of that show, that's really nice to have. And then we have this one called Something, and this is the August the 11th dinner show. Now the August the 11th dinner show is not available on the easy to get hold of stuff, and they'd up the ante a little bit with this one. I think we've got behind there, just a sort of shot of the crowd or the auditorium. But then with this one you do get a booklet, nicely put together. They're not particularly easy to get hold of, these Audionics these days, and they can sort of set you back £50–60 per disc, and they don't come up that often. I think this one, Something, is probably the hardest to get hold of, but it's a really nice package. The only thing about this one and the next one is, for some reason, because they recorded everything, including the opening act, the Imperials, it starts with the opening act. You get A Thing Called Love, and On the Other Side by the Imperials, before you get the opening theme with the Joe Gershio Orchestra, and then you get the opening vamp, That's All Right Mama. I personally, I mean, maybe completists disagree with me, but I could have done without the Imperial stuff at the beginning. I think it, you know, I just want to hear the Elvis show. I guess it gives you a whole feel for what the audience heard and experienced on that night, but I'd have cut that out personally. If I play it, I'm going to skip it and get to the Elvis opening vamp. So that's something. And then the last Audionics one we have is Stranger in the Crowd. This is August the 13th, 1970 dinner show. So again, this is one of the ones that isn't available on the easier to get hold of stuff, but is on the big box set. So yeah, you get this presentation there. I'm not sure if we've got anything underneath. Yes, we do. And a nice booklet. And I think this one starts with the opening theme with the Joe Gershio Orchestra. So it doesn't start with the opening vamp, That's All Right Mama. You do get a little bit before it, but I think the editing on that works better than having the Imperials tracks before, as you did on the Something CD. So Stranger in the Crowd. Really nicely put together. I think ultimately, if you were to buy all of the bits and pieces together to try and end up with all the 6 shows that were recorded for That's the Way It Is, you'd probably end up nudging what you'd pay for that entire 8 CD box set. So, you know, to try and get every show with the price of some of these bootlegs, it's probably a false economy in the end. But as I say, if you're not after every single show and after a nice representation of some of the shows and some of the material, you know, you can do it on a reasonable budget. But that is your Audionics Stranger in the Crowd. So we've got Stranger in the Crowd, Something, and 20 Days and 20 Nights, giving you 3 shows in really nice sound quality, but at a cost. As I say, these days are going to cost you £150 for the 3. So yeah, if I was on a budget, I'd go for these mainstream releases, because you're getting some great material, great sound quality, and it doesn't cost a fortune. If money's no object, 8 CD set, if you can get hold of it, and certainly the Follow That Dream classic album, because that gives you a load of outtakes that you don't get with the 8 CD set. So there you go. There's what I've got in my collection relating to the music from That's the Way It Is. So yeah, what a mammoth year 1970 was for Elvis. You know, the Nashville Marathon, 2 seasons in Vegas, a documentary that was a hit worldwide. Just an awesome time in his career, and a time when you can tell that he was full of energy still. He was clearly loving what he was doing, and that joy comes through, I think, in the recordings, in the documentary itself. It's a really special time, 1970. So yeah, thank you very much for watching. I do appreciate it, and I hope that was enjoyable. If it was, please do click on the like for me, and if you haven't already, do subscribe. It does help the channel, and it costs you absolutely nothing, and there's no commitment involved in it at all. I upload new content every Sunday at 6 PM GMT, so you're always going to know when to find me. Next time, let's move on to 1971 and see what Elvis got up to then, and what's available in terms of product. Till then, take care. Ta-da!
We'll meet you again. May God bless you. Adios.